My name is Adrienne Montgomery. I'm with ERP VAR, and I'm so pleased to have CertaPro, Go to My ERP, and Starship with us today. We are going to be talking about Sage 100 cloud hosting, integrated web store, and shipping. CertaPro will handle the web store component integrated with Sage 100. Starship will handle the integrated shipping. And Go to My ERP does the hosting. And so I'm going to talk a little bit about the companies before we get into the presentation itself, just a moment or so. And so just a little bit about ERP VAR. We help partners, ISVs, technology companies, and Sage 100 users accelerate revenue through strategic networking and ERP ecosystem partnerships. So much like this webinar today, we get these three very mature solutions together to demonstrate how their solution enhances Sage 300 in kind of a workflow scenario with a web store and the integrated shipping with the tracking numbers reading back to the web store so that the customer can see their order and process and when it's going to be delivered. But all that goes through Sage 100 and then hosted through Go to My ERP. So a little bit about Go to My ERP. It's an industry-leading cloud hosting provider for Sage and QuickBooks ERP applications across North America. It's architected and dedicated on AWS infrastructure. Go to My ERP delivers unmatched uptime, bulletproof cybersecurity, and seamless cloud performance. They have deep expertise in Sage 100, Sage 300, and QuickBooks Enterprise. Go to My ERP's team of certified cloud engineers, CPAs, and IT specialists provide 24/7 dedicated support for their applications and the third-party integrations that are hosted. So Sage 100 for this particular webinar, and zero downtime for system migration. So thank you so much, Ashley. Ashley's going to be presenting Go to My ERP today. She's Ashley Wilson. She's been in this Sage 100 ecosystem for years. So thank you, Ashley, for being here to demonstrate that. And then CertaPro Solutions is based in Los Angeles. CertaPro Solutions is a leader in integrating e-commerce with Sage 100. Also, Sage X3. CertaPro's e-commerce integration is powered by eLink, a two-way connector that handles all data connection points for business partner portals and other B2B, B2C e-commerce needs. As an e-commerce partner, CertaPro also has a team of Sage certified developers, consultants, technicians, and CPAs, software programmers that leverage over 20 years of experience. And Rafael Avetasan and Nick are also with us today. They're going to be demonstrating the CertaPro solution. And Starship by V Technologies was founded in 1987. Starship provides integrated multi-carrier shipping software that integrates your warehouse to the front office. They partner with dozens of parcel and LTL carriers, FedEx, UPS, USPS, DHL, Speedy, AAA Cooper for LTL, Saia, Old Dominion, RNL, XPO, and more. They provide that very strong integration and with e-commerce platforms as well, but their core competency or their flagship integration is really Sage 100. They've been partnering with Sage 100 since the late 90s, since I worked for Sage way back then. Sage 300, Acumatica, Dynamics GP, Dynamics 365 BC, QuickBooks, SAP Business One, Epicor, Amazon, eBay, Magento, and WooCommerce. So I'm going to hand it over to Rolf now. He's going to kick it off with CertaPro.
Great. Hi, everybody. Thank you, Adrienne, and thanks everyone for joining. Once again, wanted to start by thanking you for providing us with this opportunity to present our solution here today. As presented, my name is Rafael. I'm the account executive here at CertaPro, and I'm also joined by Nick Young, who is our eLink product manager. And I would like to just start briefly introduce our company, tell you a little bit more about us, our resources, and then have Nick do the live demo. A little bit about us. We're headquartered in LA and we've been in business for over 14 years now. And we specialize in integrating Sage ERP with e-commerce platforms as well as building them out. Platforms such as Magento, WooCommerce, and Shopify. As Adrian mentioned, we're very Sage-centric ISV, and Sage is the only ERP system that we do this for and we work with which means we have a full team of consultants and developers for each end of the solution. So for the website, we can fully build it out both on the B2B and B2C side of things for the integration and Sage itself. And again, what it really means to you is that we can provide any custom solution in order to meet your requirements. Our E-Link solution is compatible with various Sage ERP systems such as Sage 100, 300, 500, X3, and Sage Intacct. And on e-commerce, we work with open source free Magento, we work with Adobe Commerce, work with Shopify, we work with Shopify Plus and WordPress WooCommerce, and we have a solution already fully baked for all of these platforms. And again, high level overview, what we really do is we provide a solution for companies that just need a better and integrated e-commerce or B2B portal. Before working with us, some of our customers may not even had a web store e-commerce or may have had one, it just wasn't integrated. And that would mean that all the online orders would still have to be manually entered into Sage for order processing. And some of our customers came in asking for something that worked like Amazon or eBay, but with that B2B functionality, but didn't know what solutions were available in the marketplace. And this is where E-Link comes into play. So E-Link forms a two-way, it's a bi-directional sync between Sage and that portal. It handles all data connection points between Sage and that e-store. So products, pricing, invoices, inventory, customer information, shipping, tracking, payments, transactions, and this is done 24/7. Online orders can be created in Sage and be ready to be processed within minutes. And one thing to note, this is completely automated. There's no manual batch jobs or any manual export and import procedures. It's fully automated. So on that note, I'd like to transfer the controls to Nick and have him actually showcase that to you.
All right. Thanks, Rob. Okay, so I'm just going to go through a kind of a condensed version of our demo, show you some of the features, show you sales orders go back and forth between the e-commerce solution. So this will be Magento in this demo. We also support WooCommerce and Shopify. And then just kind of explain some additional features we have that I don't really have time to show today in this particular demo. So this is just a fresh copy of Magento. So we installed Magento, we installed the demo theme that comes with Magento and some demo data, so some products and things like that. We imported those products into Sage so that we had matching products also. We then linked this Magento site to Sage. So whether your Sage is on premise or you're hosting with like GoToERP, who Ashley will talk about, shortly here, we can deal with the connectivity between the two systems, and we can sync all the data between the website and Sage. So your customers will have up-to-date information regarding their orders, tracking, invoices, everything else. So we'll go to the women's tops here. We import all the products from Sage. So you can pick and choose which products you want to import using a checkbox in Sage, and then we'll import the products with all information that we have in Sage into the website. So name, quantities, pricing, everything. If you're using Sage images, we can import the images from Sage even. Any additional attributes that you might have on your product, we can bring into the website as well for filtering and for doing configurable products like this. We do support all of the Sage pricing. So if you have custom pricing for customers using price levels, price groups, any sort of like contract pricing for an item using any of the Sage pricing constructs that are available, we bring all that into the website, and based on the login user and their connected Sage customer, they'll see their actual price as it is in Sage when you're putting it on a sales order. So you don't have to worry about, doing doing any sort of manual price sheets on the website or set up customer groups or anything like that. Everything you have in Sage automatically comes over for the customer inside of the website. So we'll just add a couple of items to the cart. Just do a couple of these tank tops. And then we'll head over to checkout so you can see how that works. I'm already logged in as a customer. So when I get to the checkout, you'll see I already have a shipping address set up. We do bring all the customer information over. So when your customers are either linked to an account online or they register and link their existing Sage account, they'll get all of their existing address and information that you have inside of Sage. So they don't have to go re-enter all of that. I'm just going to pick regular shipping methods. You have lots of options for shipping regarding using, all your standard carriers, everything that you'll use inside of Starship later to ship is available on the website. For this, I'm just going to do just table rates, and then I'll show you how the tracking numbers from Starship might come back into the website soon. For the solution, we add a couple of payment methods. The first one being our credit card. This is integrated with all of the Sage integrated processors. So you can use Paya, eBiz, Fortis, Repay. So whatever you're using with the Sage integrated processor, we can do the full integration through to the website. So on the website, it'll do the pre-authorization during the checkout. It'll take all of those transaction tokens and import them with the sales order so that when you get the sales order in Sage, it looks like you entered the credit card directly in on the sales order. And when you do your invoicing in Sage, that's when the credit card will get actually charged with the amount that you actually ship. So this gives you the full integration all the way through from the website to the actual charge that happens during the invoicing process. I'll just put in a test card here. If I did the right number of ones, probably not. We'll find out in just a second. Then we'll save that for later use. So we can save this payment information, and then we can also use it during invoice payment process. So your customers can go in and pay open invoices. So the solution will allow you to have one website that handles both B2C and B2B business, where your customers can have a portal or dashboard where they can go see all of their existing orders, as well as make payments on their orders, do RMAs, everything else that you might be able to do. We'll go over to sales orders so you can see. So we just created that sales order and we got a web order number. This you can rename to confirmation number, whatever you want. This is the actual e-commerce order number that was created. So we're using a completely disconnected system. We're using queuing between the e-commerce site and Sage. So if your Sage isn't available for any particular reason, you're either doing an upgrade on Sage, you're doing database backups, whatever it might be, your website stays up 100% of the time, and your customers can still go in, get their pricing, place orders, make payments on their account. Everything gets queued, and as soon as Sage is available, it'll just start sending again in the background. So if we refresh this page, you'll see that order just moved from pending orders, and now it's down here in accepted orders. We have a Sage sales order number now, along with that web order number still here. And if we go view that order here, we're actually seeing the information that's coming from Sage. So we'll go open that order in Sage, but if in Sage we went and updated, say, quantities or price or substituted an item or whatever we might do on this order in Sage, that information will flow back to the customer's account so that they can actually see that in their account as well. And before I go look at that order, one thing I want to point out is we have some sales orders here, Sage sales orders that don't have web order numbers. We bring all of the transaction history from Sage into the customer's account. So customer service places an order, on behalf of the customer inside of Sage directly. Customer logs into their account. They'll be able to see that order, track it, see the invoicing, everything that they would normally be able to see on that particular order. So we'll go to sales order entry. And in here, you can see we have our order that we just created. We do bring over that web order number into the sales order inside of Sage, so you can actually search by that. When the customer places the order, they'll get a confirmation number. It's just going to have that web order number because it hasn't yet been exported to Sage. So customer service can still look up the order inside of Sage using that same number. We're using Sage Business Objects. So Just like you come in and you create an order inside of Sage, when you put the customer number, it's going to load all the customer's defaults. From there, we start overriding information based on the actual order information that was placed on the web. So the email will become the contact email of the person that placed the order. Your addresses, if they had changed their shipping address inside of the sales order inside of the web, then that will come over with the new shipping address. And then these are those two products with the quantities and pricing that we had from the web. We will go and we will invoice this. If you're using a solution such as Starship, then which Matt will be talking about, you might be using shipping data entry instead of invoice data entry. It's going to create the same invoice record inside of Sage, and your tracking numbers are going to be put in the same tracking table. You'll get instant integration with any of those solutions like Starship. So these tracking numbers that Starship will write back to this tracking table, we'll bring those and put those back into the invoice in the customer's account. So I'm going to put a couple of fake tracking numbers here. I got to actually pull in the sales order. And then we will just ship this complete so you can see how that goes back to the customer. So that's going to sync back to the customer, and we'll be able to see that invoice in a second. While that's syncing, we'll go look at, say, my payments. Again, we don't care about the origination of the transactions. Customers sent in a check. They paid a couple of invoices with that check. They can go into their account. They can see those payments, what invoices they paid, and the amount applied to the individual invoices. They can also come make payments on their account. So I can come in. I can use those saved payment methods. So I save this credit card in the checkout. I could also add a new one if I wanted. And we can also support things like ACH if they're enabled on your gateway account. Select my invoices. I have, the open invoices. I can pay multiple at one time. So this will do one payment for whatever I select for the amounts. And then that will automatically be brought in as a cash receipt on the customer, already applied to the invoices as the customer did on their account here. So if we go back to sales orders, you'll see that invoice has synced here now. If we go view that sales order, you can see at the bottom we have the invoice with the tracking numbers. And then in the customer's account, we also have an invoices view, which has the tracking numbers very visible to them right here. So they have a view of their entire account all the way through, from beginning to end for a transaction. We have a lot of other functionality. So we have RMAs for your returns authorizations. We have some functionality for like customer specific products where you set up those products inside of Sage, and those products become, like private products that only those customers that they're set up for can see. We have a multi-customer functionality where you can have one login on the website and assign it to multiple Sage customers so that when they log in, they can manage multiple accounts. Good for if you have like an AP department that might be paying for multiple locations that have individual Sage customer numbers, or for your sales reps that might be able to log in and service customer accounts individually without having to actually have separate logins for each one. If you need to see any of those additional features or you have any questions, Rolf's information will be at the end of this demo. We're constrained on time, so I just did a very brief overview of the functionality that we have, but we can tailor a demo and give you very specific functionality to meet your needs. So for now, I'm going to go ahead and pass it back. I think Matt's going to talk next, and then we'll wrap up at the end. So thanks everybody for joining.
And Matt, are you available? Are you there?
Yep, I'm here. Just
Awesome.
slipped in my screen. Okay. Of course, my third screen's way down here. All right. Okay, perfect. So yeah, again, everyone, my name is Matt St. John. I'm a sales executive, senior sales executive here at V Technologies, and appreciate everyone taking time for today's webinar. I'm just going to go through, again, we're limited on time, so just kind of do a brief overview of Starship, pain points that we always look to resolve with our clients, talk about like a current client. But most certainly, if anyone's interested, I'm more than happy to do live demos. We like to usually do a discovery call first, make sure, of course, Starship is going to fit your shipping needs, and then of course schedule that live demo so I can show you Starship's integration with Sage, live real time, and of course kind of customize it to your shipping needs. Before I jump into it, a little bit about V Technologies. So just so you know, the software is called Starship, which we're usually known as, but the company is called VTech. So sometimes that always comes up. But we've been in business for well over 35 years. As Adrian mentioned earlier, back in 87, we started. At V Technologies, all we do is integrated shipping software. So I like to say it really gives us the time resources to think about those shipping product or shipping options, supported carrier services, but really offer you a product that is going to help streamline your day-to-day shipping activities. We do integrate with over 14 other ERP systems / accounting systems. That's also our niche, is offering those integrations. And as I'm going to discuss, we do have integrations with over 30 parcel and LTL carriers, also including third-party logistics LTL companies. So again, we're going to talk about how to solve your shipping challenges with Starship. But before we do that, of course, we're going to talk about what those challenges may be. A lot of our clients come to us and kind of talk about these basic 6 bullet points. Of course, there could be a lot of other things that we can help with, but these are kind of the main ones that we do run across from day to day. So of course, big thing, especially if clients out there are using multiple carriers. A lot of clients, we're using UPS World Ship, we use FedEx Ship Manager, we have all these different LTL carriers. So really, we're going to different portals, maybe using a UPS product, a FedEx product to process shipments. So again, a lot of jumping around, back and forth between different products. So as you're going to see, Starship is going to allow a shipper to just work in one platform to do live shipping, live rate shopping with all the different carriers. Other things we might run across is, hey, we're manually entering information. I'm using UPS World Ship or my ABC's trucking portal, and I'm going in there and manually entering what I'm shipping, filling out my recipient information. Maybe if we are doing international, hey, I'm typing in all that required international information for every shipment. So really slowing down that whole shipping process. Cost control, it save time. Hey, let's just send this shipment out UPS. We don't have time to jump back and forth between UPS or FedEx. Or again, hey, I have 5 different LTL carriers. I don't have time to go to different portals to see who might be the least expensive or who's going to get the delivery there in the least amount of time. So again, with Starship, we're going to be able to see all that information from one screen. We are also going to be able to run reports. Maybe we want to see, hey, what are we charging the customers compared to what the carrier is charging us? Are we losing money on shipments, or are we breaking even? And then again, kind of going along with those systems where maybe our shipping software or portal is not connected to a product like Sage 100. And again, kind of rolls back to, okay, now I'm manually entering information inside of my Sage 100, where I'm cutting and pasting tracking numbers, or manually typing them in, or I'm manually typing in the freight amount. So again, we have that disconnect of all our shipping software systems. Other clients, if we're sending out like an email notification of all the shipping information, it's manually created. So again, wasting time where someone's manually sending that out. Or we use FedEx or UPS's email to send out the shipping information, which of course is going to be branded with the carrier's information, not your company information. So we'll talk about how Starship can help with that. And then, of course, IT security concerns. Starship is 100% cloud-based. It is, again, what we consider multi-carrier, multi-mode. So as a shipper, I'm just using one piece of software processing my shipments. I don't need, a software that is running on-prem. I don't need to have a server set up. And of course, as you're going to see with hosted being, if you have your Sage 100 hosted, we also do fully support that. Okay. So first off, we'll talk about those multiple carriers. So as I mentioned, again, we have integrations with over 30 different small parcel, regional, LTL, and also including third-party logistic integration. So again, going to give you that live integration to those carriers. So this is just a snapshot of some of those carriers that we do integrate with. Again, with the carrier integrations, you are going to be able to live rate shop your live contract rates. It's a live call. That way, if say tonight UPS ups a fuel surcharge, when you come in tomorrow, you immediately gain access to those new rates. Also, nice thing with like UPS and FedEx, they are now doing dimensional calculations where, hey, it's not so much of what the actual package weighs, it's the dimensions. So Starship does fully support that. If there are differences, we do fully rate shop at the dimensional rate. So you're going to be charging the customer the correct dimensional rate. And it also pings the carrier at the correct dimensional fee. So that way later on, you're not going to receive that bill. It says, hey, you sent this box out at 10 pounds, dimensionally it was 15. Here's the difference. LTL side of things, a lot of the LTL carriers, they do support automatically returning pro numbers, electronic pickup. So it pings the carrier, lets them know you have something ready to go on this date. Come get it between these hours. And then, of course, now with LTL, they are doing dimensional based or density based freight class. So Starship also supports that. It will do the density calculation and automatically populate the correct freight class. If they do, there's been rumors where they might even get into dimensional based NMFC codes and subcodes. So if that comes about, we will also support that as well. So nice thing again with Starship, we have those resources. As soon as carriers make change or talk about making them, we're going to be able to update Starship to support those. Okay. So again, those are the carriers. Again, some of the carriers that we do integrations with, offering you that live rate shopping and of course returning tracking and pro numbers, so on and so forth. So we don't have to manually, even on LTL side, Starship can generate things like bill of lading forms, international documents, commercial invoices, shipper's letter of instructions. We also do support with UPS and FedEx the ability to have them electronically deliver those documents. Also, UPS nowadays, they are charging if you print them off. So we do support that electronic feature where you're not going to have to be charged. Just let UPS handle sending those out. Okay. So again, talking about that unified carrier selection, this is just a snapshot of Starship's basically rate shop screen. So from this screen, as you see, this is where we're going to ping those carriers, return live information like business days, total days, ETA. If you want to see information like published list charge, contract charge, and applied charge, those will be available. Now with Starship, the applied charge, that is going to be what we usually write back into Sage as what you want to charge the customer. Those can also include plus or minus freight rules. So maybe you're doing something like, hey, it's free shipping over $1,000. Starship can calculate that, automatically write that back into Sage. Now, on the e-commerce side of things, of course, as kind of Nick showed, like, hey, we're charging the customer ahead of time. So we can even do write back rules where Starship knows, okay, yeah, I'm not going to overwrite that freight amount because that's what we're already going to charge the customer or we've charged them. Starship also with rate shopping, you can get into rules where maybe we want to do best way shipping. So Starship automatically selects the least expensive carrier. So you can even automate that process if needed. And this is just a little snapshot of the integration. So the Starship screen, that's kind of that main screen where with Starship, as you see, we're going to live outside of Sage. Nice thing with that, again, as a shipper, I'm just going to be able to work inside of Starship. I technically don't need access to Sage. I don't even need Sage 100 installed on my shipping workstations. With that, nice thing again there is, hey, if I'm currently using, say, Sage shipping data entry, I'm sucking up licenses for each of my shippers. With Starship, we only require one Sage license for the connection. So if we have 3 shippers, we're just going to use one Sage license. So we can technically free up seats. Now, it's a live connection, even though we're not inside of Sage. So as in this case, we're going to pull, for example, a lot of clients pull by the sales order. Starship's automatically going to bring in all the sales order information for me. But if we're making revisions to sales orders before we bring them into Starship, Starship automatically picks that up, the information up. So live connection, looking at Sage, bringing in the Sage data, and most importantly, live real time. As soon as a shipper processes a shipment, they're going to receive their shipping labels and documents, and then Starship will automatically update Sage with all the shipping information. Okay. So as Nick kind of said, With Starship, we're still going to automatically create the shipping data entry record. Therefore, Sage is creating the invoice automatically. So that invoice is automatically going to be created for the front office. And again, updating things like the packages, the tracking, even the item box detail. Inside Starship, you can get into that level of detail, and Starship will push that data back into Sage. Okay? Here's that standard Sage freight amount field where, again, if we're going to update that plus or minus any freight rules, that's what we're charging the customer. Nice thing here with Starship is we also have a built-in custom write back feature. So for example, I have this contract rate, which is a user-defined field. So I'm telling Starship, yeah, I also want to push back my contract rate. So at time of invoice, if it comes back like this, or maybe we shorted ourselves, we can automatically then go and update the freight amount to show that, oh yeah, you know what? For example, if this came back as $300, well, we shorted ourselves, let's charge them $325. Okay, so again, that's a live integration. We also do include dashboard or reporting tools. So these can be accessed by anyone. Again, with Starship Cloud, you're going to gain access to unlimited users, all the carrier integrations. You can do small parcel only, you can do small parcel and LTL, but you'll have access to things like heat maps and seeing what's been delivered, what hasn't been delivered on time. Bunch of canned crystal reports, including those contract versus supply charges, so you can see those shipments that you lost money on, just really quick running through a report. So again, you'll have access to all that type of information, quick and easy. Again, we talked about those emails. Starship includes what we call an e-notify program, where you're going to be able to create your own custom email template. So they could be branded with your information. As you see, you can include things like Sage fields, like sales orders, PO numbers, how it's been shipped, how many packages, the ETA, which is accurate because it is coming directly from the carrier. And if you want, you can get into item box details, show the customers what was in each package. Nice thing here is that tracking information is hyperlinked. So the customer receives this, clicks on the tracking number, and they're going to be directed to the carrier's website so they can track and not call you and request information like, hey, where's my shipment? Where's my order? All right. On the shipment, on these emails, you can even set up multiple templates, assign emailing rules. So maybe you want to do a template that has a 20% off promo code, for example. You can hyperlink fields. So they click on that promo code, it kicks them back to your website. Or you could just have visit our website and hyperlink it directly to your website. All right, so we're going to give you access to that. Again, everything I'm showing you is included with Starship. So nice thing is there's no additional fees. Being cloud-based, we do use Microsoft Azure as our hosting environment. So you're going to gain access to all Microsoft security, and of course, 24/7 security. So again, you don't have to worry about those security threats that it seems like now every day are more and more being apparent. Okay. And again, as I mentioned, just one of our many customers that Starship really did help with their whole shipping process. So Crown Metal Manufacturing, they were established in 1948 as just a tool and die company. They grew, they started doing more items, like got into store fixture business. So of course, their challenge is, hey, we're getting a lot more orders, getting more busier, which is a really good thing, but we're manually entering this information. We have a lot of human error. So again, Starship stepped in, did the integration, and really streamline that whole shipping process. So they were able to keep up with their increased volume, increased business. Okay, so again, just really help them getting that shipment information into Starship, and of course, sending all the data back into Sage so no one was manually entering that data. Okay. Starship is also a certified solution with UPS and FedEx. So basically things like your shipping labels are going to be delivered to you already certified. But UPS and FedEx, they also have subsidy programs. So through those programs, you can actually qualify for free funding, which of course you can use to purchase Starship. Okay, so nice thing there, get some free money. A lot of times they cover the cost of Starship, or if it doesn't cover it, of course you can use that free money to apply towards Starship. Okay, and again, with those programs, just reach out to your UPS or FedEx rep, or we can even send you links. Sometimes I've seen where reps are like, I don't know what you're talking about. So we can send you the links directly to their websites. Okay. But like I said, if you're interested, please feel free to reach out to us. More than happy to schedule a discovery and a demo call to talk about your shipping needs and show you Starship's integration with Sage. But appreciate the time, and I'll hand this back over.
So I'm going to show the little demo about the what we have, the app dashboard, and that's how we load up Sage. So all you would need to do is, a regular person, the user would just open up the app dashboard. They would have to log in for the first time. I'm already logged in, and then all your applications would be displayed here. So if you have your Sage, just double click that. And then it's gonna load up shortly. So it's a remote app, it's connecting to our server. But the cool thing is that it's going to look like it's right on your own computer. So, all right, so we just log in just like how you would with your Sage that you have. And give it just a few seconds, and there we go. So it's gonna look just like how you always have Sage. You can, if you have multiple monitors, you can always move it around to the other one, or you can adjust it wherever you like. It looks just like you're running it on your own computer.
Yeah, so it's kind of nice because you're not forced to work in an environment. You can actually, have your screen over on another, or have this window on another screen, and you could be looking online on another screen. So it really helps to feel just like an application, like a Windows application. So it's kind of nice with the fluidity of it.
Yeah, I was just going to mention to the end user, it will look just like how they've always used it, and they do everything the same.
A question though, looking at this, you guys, and Ashley, on your previous slide, you were talking about how you take responsibility for the entire environment. And I know sometimes it's like confusing for an end user, right? They have their reseller. Yeah. They have their add-on solutions. And today we have CertaPro and Starship. So if something were to happen with, not to say let's just use Starship, for example, not that anything would happen with Starship, but if something were to happen, maybe a carrier was down because Starship can't control UPS or what have you, would the customer be able to contact you, and would you go run over to Matt, and would you guys work it out for the customer in that kind of a scenario? Is that what I'm understanding? Like, and then rope in the reseller, right? Or rope in the partner. And then so you guys could all make sure that the customer was taken care of. You kind of go that extra mile from like an account management standpoint.
Absolutely. Yeah. That's, we make sure that, things, if it's in our environment, we make sure it's going to run efficiently. So if there are any issues, as long as the customer contacts us and say, hey, this is what's going on, we'll take that step and go ahead and try to sort that out with, all the parties involved. Obviously, we want to make sure that the partner understands what's going on, and, that the actual application, we speak to them and say, okay, let's get this figured out.
And there's no finger pointing. You just say, hey, let me field this for you. I have relationships with everyone because you know everybody, Ashley. And you go ahead and you field it, because I know that can sometimes be frustrating for an end user. Maybe they have integrated payments and their payments portal is shutting down on them. And so it's nice for them to know that they can come to you, Ashley, and you're going to say, oh, I know that person. I know, it might be in our environment, but it's not your application. So you'll go and run and resolve it for them. Spending this extra time with us and being here with us. We know your time's hard to come by. We really appreciate you spending it with us. Thank you so much. Have a great day.
Thank you.
Thanks,
you too.
everyone.
All right, bye.